He was sending messages to so many people's inbox. He is on a full-on smear campaign against his ex, Britney, saying she's trying to ruin his brand deals. To me, whatever your opinion is of Britney in this case, it's ridiculous. He did a perfectly fine job of ruining his own livelihood, his own reputation. If anything, Britney's encouraging him to pick up cameras like we heard they were doing and film a scene because they haven't finalized their divorce. She's on the hook to pay for alimony in the divorce settlement if he's not earning. She's on the hook for all of their son's bills. So if anything, Britney wants him to have brand deals. Why would, and any woman out there, whether you're married or divorced, we would agree about the fact that we want our ex earning so that we don't have to take care of their freaking bills and so that they can help provide for our children. Welcome to Cocktails and Gossip, the podcast where we drink cocktails, but you better believe we're going to spill the tea. We chat reality TV, celebrity blinds, and the hottest tea from BravoandCocktails.com. And as always, it's all alleged and just for fun. We do not verify our blinds. I'm B.
And I'm Amanda. Let's get into this week's tea.
What's up, cocktailers? Hello, Amanda. Hello, Tracy.
Hi, B. Hi, cocktailers. Hi, Tracy. So happy that you're joining us because, guys, B and Tracy went to the Ultimate Girls Trip Roaring 20th party last night. Dying.
I am so tired. Even though Tracy and I told each other we were going to behave, I think Tracy actually behaved more than I did.
It's possible. I wouldn't remember. No, I'm just kidding.
I wasn't bad because I wanted to have my wits about me. But you know what my thing is? This is old lady chat. It's the time I go to sleep. What time did we get home, Trace?
I never look at the time. I think it might have been like anywhere between 10 and 11:30.
And then I came home and my husband was up and we were hanging out and chatting. So it's just that I went to bed late. Like that, plus the alcohol.
It's hard coming off a night like that to then go immediately to bed. You need something to help you wind down because it's such a rush.
For me, it was a high noon.
Oh, my God.
That didn't help.
Oh, my God. I told my husband stories this morning, which he said, yep, you told me that last night. I'm like,
oh my God, same.
It's like, got it. All right, so I'm done talking. But oh my God. Well, first of all, hello, cocktailers. What a night. I cannot. I mean, I feel like I came out of what I could best describe as a Bravo housewife fever dream, right?
Yeah. And I know that we're going to save a lot of the juicy stuff for cocktail party because, of course, when people tell me a couple martinis in not to share, I say things like, but I could share with just our subscribers, right? And they're drunk. So they're like, yes, but don't post it. So this is going to be a cocktail audio situation, not even a cocktail post. And of course, on our Zoom, which is not recorded. And just a reminder, because every time we get new cocktailers, which welcome to all our new cocktailers, we're so happy you're here. We get questions, and the questions are, one of the top questions, I think, Amanda, right, is why don't we record our Zooms? Well, if you've been to a Zoom, you get it. We have some Bravo celebrities one-night stands come in and tell us in great detail what happened. And they don't want that recorded. And I don't blame them. And I'd rather have that real juicy scoop happening at our Zooms than record them.
Yeah.
So sorry, not sorry. If you can't make it, make the next one because we've had mistresses pop in. We've had things, guys.
Yeah.
Lots of things happen on those Zooms.
Yeah. And what happens in the Zoom has to stay in the Zoom. And that's really the main reason.
It's digital Vegas.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay. So anything else that we can share not in cocktail party?
Well, you walk in. So we went with Allie and Larry. Shout out to @Bravo by Gaze and @Bravo Afterthoughts. We met up for a cocktail. We walk in, and first of all, the space was awesome. So the last couple Hulu events have been at the corner store, which the setup you wouldn't have been able to fit. There was so much talent there.
Yeah.
and plus creators, but it was just a great setup because it was a square shaped room. It was huge. There were areas if you wanted your privacy, which I have a funny story. So I see a banquette. Is that how we say it?
Yeah.
Banquette.
Yeah.
Like a big booth. And I'm like, oh, we're going to go here. So Allie, Bravo Afterthoughts, is like, are we allowed to? I'm like, what are you talking about? Why wouldn't we be allowed to? She's like, because we're not talent. I was like, the hell with that. We're sitting here. And they brought us our own food. And then Kiki Monique comes over, who we finally met in person. Love her. Her hair is everything. She is fabulous.
I love her.
And she was like, B, can we sit here? I'm like, Kiki, what is with you people? Yes, we can sit here. It was really funny. And we sat there. Nobody moved us. It was fine. So
And the food was good. I was like, obviously scoping the menu as one does before going. And the place was the Lobster Club. And I saw on the menu they had these Wagyu sandwiches. And I said to B, like, all I need in my life is a Wagyu sandwich. And I had 3 of them. And it's so good.
Well, they were bite-sized, guys. We weren't.
Oh, right. Yeah. It was a GLP-1 size for me.
But just the sheer amount of people there. So when we walked in, we immediately saw Melissa, who remembered me from Vulture, which I was like, I don't know how you remember all these people. There's a reason that they're so successful because they know how to work a room. She stayed to the very end. She was the last talent there, Melissa Gorga. Erin Leachy, Cynthia Bailey. I mean, they're all gorgeous. They're all fit. But Cynthia Bailey, show-stopping, which I told her about 5 times, and I don't think she likes me.
Oh, no.
I didn't tell her who I was, but I think I annoyed her. But could you hate somebody who walks by you and goes, you are the most incredible woman I've ever seen? No, but I guess by the 4th time, I think she was walking around with security.
She is stunning. It's not normal.
And the other thing, and I don't want to give too much away because I want to save the fun tidbits for cocktail, they're all just as they are. Like, Vicky has that annoyed, anxiety-written walk where she shakes past people, and I was like, hi, yeah, hi. Luann is like, darling. She walked in, and I was like, hey, Lou. And she looked at me like, who the hell are you? But we all feel like we know these people, and I definitely recognize that it must be weird for them to receive that energy.
Well, sure. Especially it is just in real life. If you've met somebody before, this happens to me sometimes. Like, I know somebody from the gym, and then you see them in completely different contexts, and it takes a minute, and they're like, hey, Amanda. And I'm like, so I can imagine just like they're probably in her head. She's probably, do I know her? Am I supposed to know her? Because, again, they're the ones on TV.
Wait, have you guys ever done this? You're on Facebook and you have a friend from high school and she's married. And so you see her husband all the time and you've never met him and he has no idea who you are because he's not Facebook friends with you. You're friends with his wife. And then you see him in like the supermarket and you're like, hey, not even realizing that you don't really know him. And then you have to explain, oh, I'm friends with your wife, Lisa. And I always see your picture. So I just recognize you. No, just me.
That happens to my husband all the time.
Oh, I
bet. I'm an overposter.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny because it happens to my husband and it also happens to my sister-in-law. My sister-in-law was at a wake and a friend of mine from high school went like running over to her and she's like, I see this girl. She's running towards me. I was so confused. And then she's talking to me and then she's like, wait a minute. I don't think we've ever met in person. I just feel like I know you. That's funny.
I don't know. I feel like this is so terrible. I feel like I have partial face blindness. If somebody, I've known somebody and then all of a sudden they're wearing glasses, I'll like reintroduce myself to them.
Oh, that's great.
So embarrassing though, because it makes me look like a bitch. And I am not. I just sometimes don't recognize people.
You blank.
I swear. I think I'm going blind.
But it was fabulous. And Tracy kept going the whole night. B, why is Andy still here? I'm like, it's his event.
No, but I felt like we knew he was going to be there, but I was shocked that he stayed the whole time. Like, he was on the Today Show this morning. He must be exhausted, but he like was just like hanging out and having conversations with people. I was like not expecting that. I love it.
And his element, right?
Yeah, and he has to give all those women FaceTime. He's got to have a conversation with all of them. And they were really, and thank you to Bravo Television. They were so generous to the creators and friendly. And I mean, the event was for the creators as much as it was for the talent, which is why I personally had no issue sitting in the banquette.
Yep.
I'm realizing now that probably other creators didn't do that, but I just feel like whatever. It was fine.
It was totally fine.
Well, we're
Yeah,
obviously
I guess I
gonna.
save all my stories later.
Yeah, we're gonna
okay.
save the good stuff for the cocktail party, but I still need a little more. I saw a picture of the next gen cast. Did you get a chance to talk to them?
Oh, I did. So I don't know if I told this story. I think I probably either on the Zoom or on the podcast how I got locked in the bathroom on the way to BravoCon.
Oh,
I
yeah.
got Brooks saved my life. So I saw they were all sitting together at a table and this old lady coming up to these hot youngins. And I'm like, Brooks, it's me. Tracy, you saved me from the bathroom. And he was like, oh, yeah, I remember. And they're like, well, what's the story? And it's like, Ariana was there, the whole cast. And like, I tell the story and I'm like, I went in the bathroom. The plane has not taken off. I couldn't get off. I was banging on the door and the door swings open. It's Brooks. He saved my life. And then I realized, of course, I had to push the door. Okay. So they all laughed and I'm like, great opportunity for a selfie with everyone. And I'm like, all right, thanks. Bye.
I wanted to hook Allie Bravo Afterthoughts up with Shy. I think I was drunker than I'm remembering things now because she's 27 and she's like, he's too young for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, that would be like me saying Craig is too young for me. Sure, there's a couple years between us, but it's not that big of a gap. And she was like, please don't. I was like, all right, forget it.
Was Charlie, I'm trying to remember the picture because I saw the picture. Was Charlie there?
I did not see
Okay.
Charlie.
I was going to say,
No,
Shira was
no.
in that picture.
Yes.
I mean, she's so gorgeous.
Yeah.
Stunning,
it's
I'm
phenomenal.
imagining. I think Ariana is just so gorgeous too.
And
She is.
Hudson was not there. So do with that what you will.
Interesting.
Because we know they got back together, but that was a while ago. And a lot of stuff's coming out on the show. Listen, I don't think girls or boys typically go into detail about their hookups during a split. And I can't even picture them having to get back together and watch it on television. But I would imagine it would cause unrest in the love connection.
I would imagine too. That show has been so good, by the way. Okay, I have a couple more questions and we'll move on to our usual. And feel free to tell me if we need to say this. Of the women, I think it was 7 of the housewives who went on the road trip, did they all hang together at the party? Or did they kind of split up after they did their pictures? Who seemed closest? What did you see with that?
They were like hanging together and dancing together.
Yeah.
Like Dorinda and Luann were like together a lot. But everyone was also like doing their own thing and mingling with like the creators and everything. So everyone was like working the room, it felt like.
Yes,
Okay.
I agree.
Actually, Karen Huger kind of kept to herself.
Yes, she did. Listen, when I mean keep to yourself, there's like levels, right? Kyle took pictures with everybody and she was perfectly friendly, but she was like sitting, there was an area of couches where some of them like sat, whereas others were really in there with the towel.
She was a come to me kind of.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Who was best dressed?
Oh my God, Erin.
Melissa Gorga.
Oh, and Erin, I would
And
say.
Erin. Yeah.
I mean,
But in totally different ways. So
yeah.
Melissa Gorga's more my speed. You know, I'm a gaudy girl. The sparkles. She had on a skin tight, beautiful gown that was like nude with silver sparkles over it. It was amazing. And then Erin had on a white linen look, which I personally couldn't pull off, but looked amazing on her.
Yeah, she could wear a garbage bag and make it look amazing.
And shout out to her fake boobs because she posted about them. They are so natural looking. Oh, we have to talk about Stacey's boobs.
Oh my
Stacey from
God.
Persona.
They
I
were
all
like,
but motorboated her.
they were like perfect globes that were like
Yes.
shiny.
They
and,
were
like,
obviously fake, but she must have had a really good starter boob. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know.
yeah.
She must have had a good set, and then maybe after her daughter, and Tracy and I discussed this a great lot. I decided that after her daughter, she got a lift and put an implant in, but they looked so good because she had a nice boob to start. If you're completely flat-chested, you're not going to get a boob like that, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
And I
like
think the same with
epic.
Erin, and I think Erin didn't go too big, so she had the skin there, so she just popped an implant in, and it results in looking really natural.
Yeah. I think that especially if you are so slender like Erin, that's the right way to go, more
Mhm.
natural. And yeah, Stacey's boobs were on display. I saw her in that dress, and even in the pictures, I was like, good for you, girl. She's drop dead gorgeous as well.
I mean,
Yeah.
beyond. There's not an ugly person in that network.
Oh, for sure. Does anyone else feel like August is the Sunday of summer? I am feeling this so hard right now. I'm back to school shopping with my kids, going through closets, getting things organized. And of course, it makes me think more about my own wardrobe too. What new pieces should I buy for the new season? What do I need to let go of going into fall? Well, Quince proves you don't need a crowded closet to look incredible. You just need the right pieces. Quince has premium stretch denim starting at just $50 with the kind of perfect fit structure and weight that you would expect from a luxury designer brand. I will tell you guys, my Luna stretch flare jeans, they're so cute. They are actually super comfy. I find myself reaching for them day after day after day to the point where I think I might need another pair. Everything at Quince is priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. They work directly with ethical factories and cut out the middleman so that you're paying for quality, not brand markup. Upgrade your everyday. Download the Quince app for app-exclusive offers or go to quince.com/cocktails to get free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada and the UK too. That's QUINCE.com/cocktails. Okay, anybody worse dressed?
I didn't think so, but a lot
No.
of people are commenting on Kyle's pictures, Richard's, saying, why are her boobs always squished and everything?
I saw when she was on the carpet, like some of the videos that I had, she had one of those dresses where they have the metal on top.
Yeah.
So if she doesn't constantly pull up the dress, it looks like her boobs are squished, but she kept fixing herself through the night.
I thought the dress was gorgeous.
Yeah.
People were saying that, but I personally didn't.
That's probably
Okay.
partly why she was sitting too. I'm sure that top was really heavy.
Oh, that could be.
Yeah. Okay. As we mentioned, we're going to save the real tea for cocktail party. Listen to our bonus pod or join cocktail party. You can join for your first month for $5 with code MyTreat. And then it obviously will go back up to $7.50, but it might be worth it just to join to get all the real tea from this. Okay, so let's move into our usual chat. So we've been getting a lot of tea about Summer House because, as you guys know, it's filming. We got some intel that Bailey made out with the newbie cast member. We spoke about him, I think, a couple weeks ago. His name is Relly. He's a photographer. I'm guessing he is there to be more of a bridge to Kyle and Carl because he's not in his 20s. I don't know how old he is, but he seems a little bit older. So we heard that he and Bailey made out and then a video came up.
So I got that intel. I was like, ooh, interesting. And then I saw a video circulating. I don't know if they're a thing or if it was just a simple makeout, which obviously can happen. It was the Friday of last weekend at Kyle's DJ event, and I forget which spot it was at. But I love the mess that hookups bring because you know that they're going to address it in the house. Even if it was just a simple makeout, it's going to be discussed. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. And everyone else is at wondering whether Ciara and Shabuzi are a thing or they just have good chemistry with the side of good PR.
Oh my God. I want those two together so bad. The Jimmy Fallon moment with the kiss. I was like, I really hope they're kissing. Please tell me that they are. Bailey, I'm all for her making out and doing whatever she wants this season because I feel like she got the short end of the stick when it came to Ben last season. And I ship her and Carl, but I guess they're friend zoned, right? That's not happening.
I think Carl is into Mia. I know
Oh,
that when
yeah?
she was on his pod, she said something to him like, I have such a crush on you, Carl. And I couldn't really tell. It kind of seemed like it was more a compliment to him being such a great guy than really romantic.
Yeah.
But his reaction to it was when he's asked about Bailey. I think that obviously Bailey's a beautiful woman, and I think that he likes her as a friend. But I think it's pretty clear based on how he's answered it more than one time, including at the reunion, that he doesn't see her as somebody that's his type to date for whatever reason. And that's not a hit at Bailey at all.
Right.
You like who you like. With Mia, I kind of noticed it at the reunion too. Like he like lights up. So I'm kind of keeping my eye on that because I think that would be such a good couple. I think that Carl, I feel like him and Bailey have a similar, I don't know if the word is reserved, but similar personalities where I think Carl, a la Lindsay, likes somebody with a bolder personality and more outgoing. And I feel like Mia could fit that bill.
I can see that.
I like it.
I can see that.
Yeah.
You've met her, Mia.
Oh, she is gorgeous, but they're all gorgeous, like I keep saying. But she is just, first of all, she's a very warm person.
Right.
It's interesting when you meet these people, like now that I'm newly going to events and meeting them, who's like nice and like professional, polite, and who just has this like naturally warm way about them. Mia, naturally very like inviting and someone who you could easily see. And that's why I remember at the reunion, I was laughing when Ciara was like, she picks up strays. Yes, she does. I was one of them. She's just lovable and she loves people. Yeah, I love her with Carl. And I may have completely just made that up in my head, guys, but I don't know. Let's float it out there.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about, and I noticed it too. I know nobody asked me my opinion, but I think Sierra and Shabuzi, I think it's just really good PR. I definitely think they have some chemistry, but I saw a picture of them where he has his arm around her, but it is a stiff arm around her where he is clearly trying to be respectful. I don't know if you guys have seen that picture. I think
I saw it.
from, yeah. And
I also think Ciara's a little too guarded to date such a celebrity.
Yeah.
Because, and I don't know Shabuzi, and I'm not saying that I think he's beautiful. I like his music. I don't have any tea on him personally to know if he's a player or what have you. But we just know that musicians, as a general rule, are on the road a lot. They have a lot of attention from women. And I sort of see Ciara with somebody a little bit more low key.
I want her to be with a powerful, based in New York, but travels business person. Maybe somebody who more has their own thing so that they can do some of the traveling and stuff with her because she has more of a, I wouldn't say control over her own schedule either, but she's not going to a 9 to 5. I would like to see something like that for her where it's somebody else who doesn't feel like they need the spotlight, that kind of thing.
Yeah. I just would like to see her with somebody without groupies. Again, I'm not taking a hit at Shabuzi because I don't know him, and I'm not saying that he isn't a guy who's monogamous. He very well maybe. I just don't think, knowing Ciara, and especially post-scandal, I don't see her trusting it.
Yeah.
Also, what would their couple name be? Like Shabuzi and Ciara? Shazara?
I don't know.
But I love saying the word Shabuzi.
Shabuzi?
It's fun.
And I like the song. I like that song a lot.
So. Oh, yeah. It's so good.
It's good. Okay, so other summer house stuff. B, do you want to share what we're knowing about Lindsay or what we're hearing?
Oh. Okay, so this all came together yesterday, and I was super tempted to ask Erin, but I didn't. They're filming Summer House, but Lindsay and Jesse were spotted by one of our own cocktailers eating at the Heathrow Airport in London. So if you're eating, that means you're on a layover, right? So my initial thought was, traders, we're hearing September filming for celebrity reality TV traders. I also don't see them picking 2 people from Summer House. It's possible, but again, so I posted publicly that they were spotted, and somebody who is a source who has given us correct intel before told me that they heard, and again, when you hear something, it's not a confirm, but they heard there was a crossover trip with Below Deck. So then I was like, that's interesting because Ciara's Glam Squad just got to LA. So wouldn't she be going on the crossover trip? Which brought me to Ciara's thread post, which said, if I can make it through this 48-hour, this crazy 48-hour, whatever, I'm getting myself a treat because it's going to be crazy. So in my head, I'm like, oh, right, because you're going from New York to Cali for whatever she's got there, which I think is probably something to do with Shabuzi because he has an appearance there. And then she's hopping on a flight to go on this crossover trip, which the purpose would be Lindsay's 40th birthday. I think that this is a genius idea. I could see them doing it. I don't have a full confirm on it, but if it's true, you heard it here first. And if it's not, forget we ever said it.
Well, we've heard Kyle say, maybe on Watch What Happens Live, like that they have been campaigning with production to get a trip for Summer House, but that they've always been told no. And now that they're like the golden children over at Bravo and are nominated for an Emmy, not that they did it before, but
yeah. And Lindsay's been pushing for a cast trip for years. So I hope it is what we think it is, because just give me a shirtless Captain Jason and Lindsaying on a boat like yesterday.
Yes.
Or whatever captain it is. Make them topless.
Any captain.
Any captain. Topless. Sandy, you too. Let's just do it.
Okay, you guys, we have to talk about, I think, the thing that both confused and amused all of us this week. So Jax Taylor, formerly of The Valley and Vanderpump Rules and Hopefully Never Again, faked a smart water campaign this week. So, of course, he's claiming that he got duped. I had to look into it because B posted, there was all this back and forth because he posted, he's like, look, I got the deal off of here. And then the website he showed was a screenshot in his stories. It is actually a site where brands and creators can connect and do campaigns together. It's more for UGC, user generated content, kind of smaller creators from what I can tell. The site's called videoforce.ai. So guys, just because it's a .ai site for its URL doesn't mean it's a fake site. There are legit brands and some big brands there. I did not see Smart Water on the list of their brands. And Smart Water actually came out and confirmed in an official statement, which I found really funny, that he is not a brand ambassador and his quote unquote sponsored post was completely unauthorized. So I now have a theory because I think that website is real, but I think Jax is probably lying. I think he and Lori Kay, his girlfriend / publicist, I think they plotted this because I think they are trying to essentially clean up his image, increase his influencer profile, and did this video so then he can then use it to kind of show other brands like, hey, I'm a legit influencer for legitimate brands. So essentially, she's trying to scrub up his image because also I would imagine he might be one of the only clients that she has left because I've been thinking about this. If I were her client, I would be letting her go as my publicist because there are so many great professional publicists who don't screw their clients in the bathroom.
Yeah, and he has to start earning money because she gave up her client, Brittany, who was actually bringing in money for her broke client, Jax. And to your point, I would be firing her too.
Yeah.
She was primarily Bachelor Nation. Many of them have been outspoken saying that they cut ties with her a while back because of her unprofessionalism. So this is not a rogue experience. She's not head over heels in love with Jax, and a normally professional, wonderful publicist went rogue. No, she sucks as a general rule. In what world are we to believe that Smart Water, which is owned by, I think, Coca-Cola or Pepsi,
Coca-Cola,
would do a campaign with a reality star known for being abusive, using drugs, has been canceled from Bravo now twice. So the motivation, I agree with you, Amanda, I think was for him to post it and have other smaller brands look at it and go, oh, wow, Smart Water is working with Jax Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then we can hire him. He was sending messages to so many people's inbox. He is on a full-on smear campaign against his ex, Brittany, saying she's trying to ruin his brand deals. To me, whatever your opinion is of Brittany, in this case, it's ridiculous. He did a perfectly fine job of ruining his own livelihood, his own reputation. A couple weeks ago, we said it on, I forget if it was here or Cocktail Pod, but I feel, if anything, Brittany's encouraging him to pick up cameras like we heard they were doing and film a scene, because they haven't finalized their divorce. She's on the hook to pay for alimony in the divorce settlement if he's not earning.
Yeah.
She's on the hook for all of their son's bills. So if anything, Brittany wants him to have brand deals. Why would, and any woman out there, whether you're married or divorced, we would agree about the fact that we want our ex earning so that we don't have to take care of their freaking bills and so that they can help provide for our children. So we could think whatever we want about Brittany, because I know that a lot of us aren't the biggest fans, but in this case, it's an obvious smear campaign that I find to be meritless.
Yeah. I mean, he just can't get out of his own way. It's crazy to watch how somebody could just dig themselves deeper and deeper into being the most unhireable reality star. And his publicist girlfriend's clearly out of her mind. Like, all she had to direct him to do is take care of your health, be a better man, be respectful to the mother of your child, show growth and change, and just give it time. But he only tells us the truth about one thing, and it's showing us how he'll never change.
Yes.
I mean, like I said, I at first was confused because I don't know if you guys even watched the whole video, but it wasn't his voice in the voiceover. And so I was so confused. It wasn't even good content, but I find it all funny. The blaming it on Brittany, for me, it's pathetic. Like, how it possibly could be her fault. Nice try. And Jack's like, maybe you need to consider who is advising you, because that ain't it, dude. Okay, so something else interesting I wanted to discuss from Orange County, and it's been getting a ton of press in all different kinds of places. Vicky and her son Michael. So he shares that he hasn't seen his sister Brianna in 8 years, and then people started going into his social media to look at comments, and he explains that although he's tried to visit Brianna, and I think her husband's name's Ryan, it's not because they have a bad relationship, but it just Brianna has said no. And so we all remember Brianna's husband, Ryan, I remember his being very controlling, and I found him a little bit scary. And there was that scene, of course, where he screamed at Lydia's mom because she put her feet on Vicky's couch. Of course, because of all of this, that clip has been recirculating. They've always been like kind of strange on social media. They went really kind of extreme before the days of GLP-1 with, I think, the keto diet. And I don't know, there's just something that seems odd to me about that. They've moved a lot, and we have watched enough reality TV and seen enough commentary that isolating a person from their family is never good. It can also be a sign of much worse things. And that's what it appears that he is doing.
As a matter of fact, to your point of this getting a lot of press, Vicky actually, I just saw she made a statement yesterday. She said something to the effect of, basically, Ryan didn't like how he appeared on reality television, so he has no interest. And Andy even reached out to Brianna because he was really hoping that at least she would come on and do a scene with her mom. And she said, lose my number. Here's
Ooh, that's good
something.
tea.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's something that's really interesting. A cocktailer reached out to me and she said, do you notice in the OC, and Vicky says Brianna lives in Oklahoma? Well, yes, they have moved a lot, like a lot. She hasn't lived in Oklahoma in years. She lives in Texas now. And I think that's another way that Vicky is probably not allowed to say anything about Brianna and wants to just keep it to the old information. Just weird, though, to name Oklahoma when she has not lived there in a couple years. So they now have 4 children. He's always wanting to move. A couple of years ago, there was a lot of drama online between him and Vicky. Vicky did something very Vicky and not cool, which is she announced that they were having a girl. So Ryan got very upset. He publicly posted about it. They see Don a lot. Apparently, Ryan and Don are very close. I don't think that Vicky sees Brianna and her kids all that much, or perhaps she does and is just not allowed to discuss it in any capacity and post them because she no longer posts them at all. It's very
Let's hope
sad.
that's what it is.
Yeah. I don't blame Michael. I think he loves his sister, but he also recognizes that he's not going to go somewhere and insert his opinion where it's not wanted. But he also doesn't want to watch his sister be controlled or mistreated. I mean, you can read between the lines. Michael has publicly commented on posts on social media. And the bottom line is Ryan doesn't like him. He doesn't like Ryan. It's his sister's husband. And if anything, his distance is not from a lack of love for his sister or a desire to want a relationship with his nephews and niece, but just the fact that Ryan, her husband, doesn't allow it and he has no choice but to just go with that. I mean, what could he do? Just show up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Vicky. Like, all she wants in life is to have her love tank filled. She can't pick the right man. And to hear that there's all these family issues with their kids and her, it just breaks my heart. And I also feel like the apple does not fall far from the tree when it comes to Brianna being with Ryan. Vicky and Brianna both choose these controlling men.
I mean, except for Don. I don't think Don was controlling.
That's what was my thought too, right? They got divorced because she wasn't getting the love, right, from him that she wanted and the attention. But did we see enough of Don to know? I don't remember.
No, yeah, but he did seem a little more laid back and definitely a little more. And they would get, I remember them kind of getting annoyed with each other, but I don't ever remember feeling that controlling vibe with him. I'll have to go back and watch some of that because now I'm sort of curious because we also know though that Vicky admitted on the show last week or week before that she cheated on Don.
Yes, which was obviously we all speculated that, but she actually confirmed it. I'm sad for Vicky too. Again, whatever people's opinions are on Vicky, what we can't take away from her is that she is an incredibly successful businesswoman who loves her children and she raised them in large part on her own.
Yeah.
And I can sympathize with any mom who, through no fault of their own, listen, Vicky is Vicky. And I'm sure that Ryan convinces Brianna that her mother's behavior are what has caused them not to have the closest relationship. And I'm sure he says the same about Michael. But the reality is that every parent deserves a relationship with their child. And we saw Vicky raising her kids and she loves them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So do I agree with her saying the baby's gender? No. Would I write off my mother or my mother-in-law because of that? Also, no.
Right.
Agree.
Yeah. Well, while we're on the topic of OC, we got some exclusive intel about Carmela, so the new person on OC, her live-in boyfriend. So you guys will remember she shared on the show that there has been infidelity. And we're hearing that allegedly it may be more of a routine thing for him. So this we got from a source about that new West Coast Housewives live-in boyfriend. I want to tell you about him. He cheated with a very young girl, like 22 years old, and there were many other young girls. And it was, let's just say, deviant. She was aware, but didn't leave him. Again, allegedly, allegedly, allegedly.
Ick. But the fact that she admitted it on camera and got ahead of it, as soon as she admitted to that, because she first talks about how she left her first husband because she caught him cheating. She then says things have been on and off with her live-in boyfriend because there had been infidelity on his part. In my head, I immediately was like, oh, there's going to be stuff coming out because you don't admit that if it happened once and you're moving past it. You do your best to hide it, a la Jen Aiden. Whereas if it's a more routine thing, a la Brian the Foot Pontarelli, you're going to get ahead of it.
Oh my God. Okay.
Not that Rula did, but Rula should have, but I digress.
Yeah. Question for the class, okay?
Yeah.
Is there an illness where women who are smart, attractive, and worth it all date and marry men that cheat and do disgusting things on Bravo? Because I think many women on Bravo are suffering from a Real Housewife disorder. And the main symptom is relationship scandals. Like,
Yeah.
what goes on?
I mean, I definitely think a lot of women in general kind of fall into this trap. But specifically regarding, because the guys that are, it seems like a lot of times the guys that are cheaters are also very seemingly devoted at first, so it takes these women by surprise. And I think that's how they kind of get into this trap, because then they have kids and all this. But specifically for housewives, I think, my theory at least, is I think the nice normal men don't want anything to do with that kind of a public life. We saw that happen. I'm not saying he was a nice normal man, but we saw that happen with Lindsay from Summer House. Her boyfriend really wanted nothing to do with it. And I've been kind of thinking of it as almost like a curse. If you take on the Real Housewives life, maybe you have to trade it for never being able to have a nice, normal man in your life again. Because I think these women, once the cameras start coming around, only seem to attract narcissistic, self-interested, scene-stealing men from then on. It's almost like a deal with the devil. You get the fame and the fun, but you have to pay a price. Because it really does seem like across the board that it keeps happening over and over again.
And we've heard, I hate to cite the great Ramona, but she was very open about it. And she said that once she was off Housewives, although now she's back on, but she was able to meet somebody. And she said that she really felt exactly what you said, Amanda, that the nice, normal guys who she would want to date weren't interested. And the sorts of guys she attracted were Harry Dubin-esque or Tom D'Agostino.
Right.
I mean, there's a laundry list of men we can name who are unsavory. And yeah, it does make sense. I mean, the three of us have nice husbands. My husband would not, if I signed up for a reality show, he would not participate.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah.
So
But
there we have it.
You mentioned
we just did a case study. We won.
True. Also, all of us have handsome and nice looking, not just nice husbands. Just gonna put that
I
out.
agree. Cheers to that.
But so B, you kind of mentioned it. This Rhode Island thing with Rula and Brian and the ex-mistress on social media has been so wildly entertaining. So the ex-mistress, she was on one this last weekend. So she was showing pictures on her stories of her and Brian in bathing suits, kissing, hugging. One of the captions said, "You seem very happy during what you claim was the darkest time of your life." And that was obviously pointed at Brian. She also admitted in her social media that the affair lasted for 2.5 years.
So then one would think if Rula wants this story not to continue as they're filming season 2, she would just not engage. But Rula engaged. She posted a picture of the mistress doing some strange dance with a guy, not her husband, a different guy, and captioned it, "This is the attempted homewrecker, Beth Karen Walker from Cranston, Rhode Island. Here she is having fun with," at the side note, at the Real Irish Cowboy is some CD list influencer from Rhode Island. I shit you not. And she writes, having fun with at the Real Irish Boy, who is foolish enough to waste his time with her. Good luck, bud. Take her. Please take her. Give her the medicine and care that she needs. So I got a screenshot of that, but Rula did take that down and she edited the caption to take out the medicine part. The Irish Cowboy posted a video from a party in retaliation to Rula's post. At that party, there was a t-shirt being handed out, and on the t-shirt was a bad picture of Brian saying he's creepy Brian.
Ugh.
What I'm thinking is the mistress is hearing that Rula and Brian are still talking about her while filming, and this is her response, because she actually commented somewhere and said, why should I stop posting when they're profiting off me by bringing our affair up on camera? And yet another source reached out to say, I have an inside track on the new drama with Rula. Don't be fooled by what Rula's posting online. She's also in the DMs of that cowboy, plotting and planning how to take down the mistress. Rula isn't letting this go. And for the life of me, I can't imagine why she isn't letting it go, because it's breathing life into something that she doesn't want addressed. Or is she like, whatever, this will be interesting. It's already out there. Let's just do this and not focus on whatever is going on in their life now. I don't know.
All of this over a sweaty foot.
Oh my God. I mean, okay, so Rula then has both Real Housewife disorder and housewife posting syndrome. Okay, Rula, get off Instagram and start looking up divorce lawyers. Take a step back and look at the fact that you have this awesome opportunity of being on the Real Housewives and what you're getting out of it. It's a messed up love triangle that may morph into other shapes. Who knows? But Rula, free yourself.
Well, we also Rula, protect yourself, because
Yes.
you have a career that I don't know about you guys. I feel like she's putting not her housewife career, but her financial planning, whatever career, very much in danger, because I just don't think that this is how a professional.
I wouldn't want Lori as a publicist. I wouldn't want Rula as a wealth manager, because if you can't manage your own life and
emotions publicly.
Right. It's crazy.
Well, and you guys, we see this happen so often with affairs. Sammy and Ron, Luann, Bethany, Rula and Brian. Rula is so mad and upset clearly about this affair, but she's directing her energy in the wrong place, right? So sometimes it's directed at the messenger. So think about when Luann and Luann got mad at Bethany. Rula was pissed at Joellen. But now she's really directing this anger at the mistress. And she did that whole clown videos, like fakes sit down. I just really feel like she needs to take a harder look at herself and why she hasn't taken any real kind of action against Brian, like a trial separation, for example, something. Why is she focusing all of her energy at the ex-mistress?
100%. You forgive your husband. Here's the bottom line. I have opinions and I judge women who have affairs with married men 100%.
Yeah.
But it is my husband's responsibility to be faithful and loyal to me. No one else's. Period. Never mind a woman I don't know and I'm not friends with. I only really understand the sort of rage that Rula is expressing towards the mistress if this person was her best friend, or in Joellen's case, her sister. This woman owes you nothing. So for you to forgive your husband, I would think, okay, then just ignore the mistress, but to continue engaging and wishing this vitriol on her doesn't make sense. It just doesn't compute for me. These people are insane. I don't understand why she doesn't leave Brian. I'll never understand it.
Yeah, I mean, we are legit on 20 years of Housewives. We could write the script on how it's going to end and stop prolonging your happiness. Like, leave. There's something better for you out there. Just look and watch Housewives. Look at all the people that got divorced, left, and got happy again, even if they're not married again. Not all, but
we just said ahead of this that she'll never date someone normal, but he's not normal, so whatever.
Right, but date somebody that is not normal but faithful.
Right.
Do what Bronwyn's doing. Good for her.
Yes.
Hook up with some young hot guys. Done.
Yeah, so true. I don't know. I think maybe she's stubborn. Maybe she just really doesn't want to become another example of how you get them is how you lose them. When she's just determined to quote unquote win, which again, if the sweaty foot is the prize, I don't really understand. But speaking of marital trouble, a couple weeks ago, we heard that Angie from Salt Lake City and her husband Sean were separated. She has not come out and said anything one way or the other. So I think we kind of have to assume it's true. And we knew that there were some pretty good sources confirming. But Tracy, we haven't had a chance to talk to you about this. Were you surprised when you heard that news?
Oh my God. I was very surprised and so sad. You'd think by now nothing would surprise you, but this one seemed very different. I guess we'll have to wait and see what really happened, but I just hope Electra's going to be okay. And you just hope that they'll be able to be amicable and things will be good for the children. But I thought it was real fucked up about Lisa and Meredith posting after. Double woof on that.
Oh, I really thought that was so tacky. I was also very surprised. And I was surprised how unwise a lot of cocktailers were. They were like, she ignored him, this, that, and the other thing. I was like, yeah, they're married 27 years. I don't know. I was surprised. Then, as we do every year around this time, Whitney has to come out talking about her strained marriage. So a neighbor reached out and they were like, listen, B, they're still in the same house. And moreover, because we know a lot of people can't afford to move out if they separate. We have Ralph and Drew's basement. We get it. But they're still hanging out, going out to dinner. The neighbor is like, they are either working through this rough patch or it's just whatever it is. But they're living as a married couple, doing things as a family, and not just with their kids, but as a couple. So
yeah, I mean, maybe two things are true. Maybe they are having trouble in their marriage, but they're trying to make things work and are conscientious about how they appear in public. Because a lot of couples that are going through a hard time still go places together, especially if they're still trying. Because there was no public statement from Whitney or Justin either. So Page Six, Us Weekly reported that they were separated, but we haven't heard that from the couple themselves. I'm not saying Page Six and Us Weekly are wrong. I'm just saying that they absolutely might be right, but that maybe Whitney and Justin are trying to fix things or save face when they're in public.
right.
Yeah. Atlanta finale. So, cocktailers, a lot of you have told us that you felt a little bored this season. Although we had a couple on Discord say they absolutely loved the season, which honestly surprised me because I was definitely more on the felt like I had to kind of get myself through to watch it in some cases. I loved the Scotland episodes, of course, but we're hearing that there will be casting changes. We're hearing Shamia will not be back. Kelly may be cut or in a minimized role. And there's the rumor about Nene coming back. It's resurfaced as well.
So here's the deal. Andy went on his Sirius show and said, all these cast rumors aren't true. We love this cast. What you're seeing is what you can plan on getting next season. Is Andy always 100% truthful on his Sirius show? No. Sometimes he shuts down rumors that we later find out are true. But if Nene is coming back, why wasn't she there last night? How hush-hush do they have to keep this? Shamia was there, so there's two things that it could be. Shamia was on the girls' trip. There's not bad blood with her. There are other women who were there and who were on the girls' trip who are not currently on a housewife cast, such as Luann, such as Dorinda. Their show is on E! Right? So it's possible that Shamia was invited to this event because of the show she was on, but doesn't mean she's going to be on Atlanta. I am on the side of please bring Nene back. I love her. I'm just not confident that it's going to happen.
I miss her too.
Well, yeah. I mean, maybe they're going to see how the audience reacts to her on road trip and go from there. Because obviously Nene being back would have me tuning in hard. I love Atlanta, but I agree this season felt flat to me. I mean, I love me the lesbian love story with Portia. I did enjoy that. Like when she was like, I'm a lesbian now, I'm like, amazing. But I wasn't excited to tune in for a certain story to unfold. Like I needed to know. That's what I love about Housewives. But no matter what, I stand by it. Real Housewives is like pizza. Even when it's bad, it's good.
This is true.
Of sex.
And I want to end on a really cool, exciting exclusive that we got yesterday and we believe to be true because then we got additional intel. So I got a message from one of you guys in my DMs and it said, "Hey B, Angela Oakley was spotted filming in June at my gym in Pennsylvania." I was like really confused. I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
And then she went on to say, I couldn't get details, but I'm hearing that it was something wife swap. So I'm like, oh, well, that would make perfect sense because that's what the wives did. They went and lived in other places for a week and whatever. Then somebody wrote to me and said, guess what? Stephanie Holman also just got back from filming Wife Swap. And I was like, wow, they really dug into the relics. But then I was like, you have to actually be married and you need kids living in your home. Sure, you could do it with college-age kids, but school-aged really makes more sense. And so Stephanie fits that bill. So Angela doesn't really fit that bill. But yeah, we can riff later about who we would want on it. Maybe we'll save that for cocktail too, because I feel like that would be fun. But I'm very excited. I loved the housewife swap.
Me too.
I enjoyed it too. I mean, I'm just bummed I didn't get a chance to do the wife swap with Angela because I love Charles Oakley and I would be happy to let him cook me dinner because that's his thing.
Oh my God,
He
and
seems to
clean
be quite
and clean your ceiling.
Yeah.
That would be a really fun one. That would be so fun because he is so fun. Like
He's funny.
he strikes me. Yes.
Yeah.
Another thing about Atlanta, why don't they leave Angela's damn marriage alone? I feel like they're overly aggressive about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Completely agree. I don't know. It just you can tell the cast, they're just not really getting along and they're kind of
that
at
is
each other and yeah.
I think that's what I think it is. It's beyond mad. It's like they don't like too many of them don't like each other and there's not enough good bonds.
Totally agree.
I can't look at it and like dislike. I like all of the women. I don't like the way the group is coming together.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't look at Kelly. I like Kelly. She is a pint-sized princess.
Yes.
I don't know how she doesn't fall over with those tits. It defies the laws of gravity.
She looks really cute.
She's got a strong back
too. She
so cute.
Like, such a cute outfit and her smile is just beautiful.
And she's an example of that. They're all nice, but some people are warm. She was so warm. She's just a lovable, cute little thing. But I don't like her on the show. And I think it's a result of the Shamia friendship to me feels more like an allyship than a friendship.
Yeah.
It seems rooted in something that makes it icky to me.
Yeah.
I
Just
could see
like the
that.
whole Angela's marriage thing. I think it's because of Phaedra. I feel like Phaedra is behind that and I don't like it. I feel like I love Phaedra on TV. I was so happy to see her on Traitors. I will never forget the whole situation that happened with Candy. I do think Phaedra, as fun as she is to watch and master of the one-liner, I feel like she has a mean streak.
Yeah, agreed. We love you guys. And thank you, Tracy, for joining us today.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Until next time.
Bye.
What's up, cocktailers? We want to thank you, as always, for listening to Cocktails and Gossip. Because of you, we've hit some amazing milestones, had some hilarious conversations, and have grown a truly amazing community. If you haven't already followed our podcast, hit the follow button in the top right of your Apple Podcast player, the follow button under the show logo on Spotify, or the subscribe button on Google Podcasts. We thrive on you, our audience. So make sure to tell all your gossip-loving friends about us too. And if you want to get all the tea, join our membership cocktail party by going to bravoandcocktails.com/join. Our members get access to the exclusive tea we post, the weekly podcast without ads, plus another additional bonus podcast every week. And of course, members also get to join us on our monthly live cocktail party Zoom, where we talk about the latest tea, and even share tea that's just too hot to put in writing. Last, but maybe best, our members get access to the Cocktail Party Discord, where you can chat with Amanda, me, and all of the other cocktailers as well. There are always some great convos and hilarious comments happening in Discord. Thank you guys so much for listening. We appreciate you.